Hello students, I am Dr. Geetu Gambhir. Today I bring you the next learning episode in BSc Forensic Science on an important topic of the paper Technological Methods in Forensic Science, that is UV visible spectroscopy. Dear students, in today's lecture, that is UV visible spectroscopy part 2, we will be revising the basics of UV visible spectroscopy just by going through the brief overview. You will also be learning about the quantitative and the qualitative analysis using UV visible spectroscopy. In addition to it, you will be told about the various application of the UV visible spectroscopy in forensic science. We will wind up this lecture with the conclusion. Students, recall that in the last lecture titled as UV visible spectroscopy part 1, we studied about UV visible spectroscopy and role of chromophores and auxochromes in absorption phenomena. In addition to it, you were also told about the absorption laws in the UV visible spectroscopy, its instrumentation and technique. So students, with today's lecture on the spectroscopy part 2, let us look at the modules which we will be learning today. In the module 1, overview of UV visible spectroscopy. Module 2 talks about the quantitative analysis and 3 about the qualitative analysis using UV visible spectroscopy. In the module 4, applications of the spectroscopy in the forensic science, and finally followed with the conclusion. The spectroscopy is a branch of science that involves the study of interaction of the electromagnetic radiations with matter. Depending upon the nature of interaction between the electromagnetic radiations and the matter, several possible processes can take place. Absorption is one of those processes. Absorption takes place when energy from the radiative source is absorbed by the material. Extent of absorption is measured by the measuring of fraction of energy transmitted through the material. Absorption will decrease with the transmitted portion. This is known as absorption spectroscopy. For example, UV visible spectroscopy. UV visible spectroscopy is widely used as very significant tool in the field of forensic science. It can be both used for qualitative as well as the quantitative analysis. The technique of UV visible spectroscopy is used in narcotics and drug testing, analysis of ink, examination of blood stains and many more. So dear students, first of all we will be studying about how the technique of UV visible spectroscopy is both employed as qualitative and quantitative method, and thereby we will be studying about the application of the given spectroscopy in forensic science. The determination of concentration of sample under study or analyte is one of the major application of UV visible spectroscopy. Quantitative analysis involves the determination of exact concentration of analyte under study. The reason behind application of UV visible spectroscopy for quantitative analysis is that most of the organic and inorganic compounds strongly absorb the radiations in the UV visible region of the electromagnetic spectrum. Even if the compound does not absorb the UV visible radiation, or if its absorbance is too weak, it can be converted into another compound by chemical reaction that strongly absorbs the radiation. For example, a dilute solution of ferrous ions does not absorb visible light. Reacting ferrous ions with orthophenanthroline, however, forms an orange-red complex of iron phenanthrene 2+ that strongly absorbs the radiation near 500 nanometer. From this complex, concentration of the ferrous ions can be measured. The quantitative analysis using UV visible spectroscopy is based on the Lambert-Beer's law of absorption, which relates the absorption with the concentration of the analyte, which is absorbance is equal to ELC. Thus, from the Lambert-Beer's law, by studying the absorbance concentration of the analyte can be determined. The extinction coefficient E in the expression is characteristic of the substance under study. However, the value of the extinction coefficient E depends upon the measurement conditions such as wavelength, solvent, temperature, and also on the characteristics of the instrument used. Because of these reasons, value of the extinction coefficient E is not used for the quantitative analysis. Quantitative analysis is often done by using the calibration curve for the substance to be analyzed, which is constructed by using one or more standard solutions with the known concentration of the analyte. UV visible spectroscopy provides a highly accurate method for the quantitative analysis. Let us try to understand why. UV visible spectroscopy involves electronic transitions in which the energy difference between the ground and the excited state is fairly large. Because of this, almost all the molecules are present in the ground electronic state at the room temperature. It increases both the sensitivity and the accuracy of measurements as compared to the other methods of quantitative analysis, and thus provides the basis for the thousands of quantitative analysis methods. To get the more accurate results, the sample to be analyzed must contain only absorbing component for which calibration has been performed. Pure samples of the solvent must be used as blank during the measurements. UV visible spectroscopy provides a limited amount of qualitative information, as the spectra generally consists of only a few broad absorbance bands as compared with the other techniques such as infrared spectroscopy or NMR spectroscopy, which produces many narrow bands. Most of the absorption bands in UV visible spectra forms various results because of the presence of unsaturation in their structure. A chromophore is a molecular group which is responsible for the absorption and usually contains an unsaturated bond. When a chromophore is put in a saturated hydrocarbon exhibiting no visible absorbance spectrum, it results in the formation of a compound having the absorption between 185 and 1000 nanometers. Thus, the presence of the absorbance band at a particular wavelength indicates the presence of a particular chromophore in that molecule. However, the position of the absorbance maxima is not fixed, even for a particular chromophore, as it depends upon the nature of the whole molecule, presence of the oxochromes, and also on the solvent in which the sample may be dissolved for recording the UV visible spectra. Experimental parameters such as temperature and pH value of the solution also may affect the absorption maxima as well as the intensity of absorption. Even though UV visible spectra do not provide the absolute identification of the unknown compound, however, it can be used for the identity of the substance through comparison of the measured spectrum with the reference spectrum if available. UV visible spectroscopy can also used to determine the physiochemical properties of the compounds, which provide useful qualitative information about the compound. This can be done by the following ways. Color. Color is an important property of a molecule and can be used for the identification of a molecule. The human eye sees the complementary color to that which is absorbed, which has many limitations. UV visible spectrophotometer can be used to measure the color of a molecule and hence can be used for the qualitative analysis. Qualitative analysis of proteins. A protein largely shows the absorbance in the UV range due to the presence of the aromatic amino acids such as tryptophan, tyrosine and phenylalanine, and shows the strong absorbance at around 260 nanometers. At room temperature, the protein exhibits the specific tertiary structure of the conformation, which in turn forms a specific electronic environment for the aromatic amino acids. If the protein is heated, it will at a certain temperature unfold or melt and lose its structure, and this is called as denaturation. In this process, the electronic environment of the aromatic amino acid changes, which in turn results in spectral changes or shifts. Thus, UV spectroscopy can be used for qualitative analysis of proteins and to study the denaturation of proteins. Detection of impurities. The technique of UV visible spectroscopy is one of the best techniques for determining the impurities in the organic molecules. The presence of impurities in the sample results in formation of additional peaks, which in turn can be compared with that of the standard raw material. By also measuring the absorbance at specific wavelength, the impurities can be detected. Benzene appears as a common impurity in cyclohexane. Its presence can be easily detected by an absorption at 255 nanometers. Analysis of narcotics and drug testing. Analysis of narcotics and related drugs is an important part of forensic science. UV visible molecular absorption is routinely used for the analysis of narcotics and for drug testing. The presence of these drugs can be confirmed from their absorption maxima, that is lambda max, or by comparing the UV visible spectra of these drugs with spectra of the authentic sample. The value of lambda max in nanometers for various abusive drugs is given here in the table. In the table 1, it shows that the drugs like cocaine in 0.2 normal H2SO4 absorbs at the lambda max of 233 nanometers. Codeine in water absorbs at 284 nanometers, and ecstacy or MDMA in ethanol shows the lambda max at 286 nanometers. Morphine in acidic solution shows a lambda max at 285 nanometers. Phenyl psilocybin or PCP in 0.1 molar HCl shows a lambda max of 262 nanometers. Amphetamine in methanol at 258 and nicotine in 0.2 normal H2SO4 shows a lambda max at 260 nanometers. Caffeine in 0.2 normal H2SO4 at 271 nanometers. Methamphetamine in methanol at 259 nanometers and tetrahydrocannabinol in methanol at 276 nanometer is observed. Determination of alcohol in blood. UV visible spectroscopy can be used for quantitative estimation of blood alcohol using the breath analyzer test. In this test, the sample of breath of a person is passed through an acidic solution of potassium dichromate, which is orange in color. Potassium dichromate in the acidic medium is an oxidizing agent and oxidizes ethanol to acetic acid, while dichromate ions get reduced to green colored chromium ions. The concentration of ethanol in the breath sample is determined by the decrease in absorbance at 440 nanometers, around which the dichromate ion absorbs. Using this value by using the Lambert-Beer's law, the concentration of alcohol can then be measured. Ink analysis. Ink analysis is one of the areas in forensic questioned documents which aims at comparing, identifying, characterizing and discriminating ink obtained from the writing instrument used to write on the document. Ink becomes important forensic evidence when it is written on a document suspected to be associated with the criminal activities such as threatening letters, insurance frauds and will frauds. The examination of different inks and their classification can be easily done with UV visible spectra of pen inks. This is much simple and quick to perform as compared to the other methods of ink analysis such as chromatographic and the spectroscopic techniques. Drug overdose study. The drug overdose may lead to death. The case of drug overdose can be studied by UV visible spectroscopy. For example, overdose of aspirin can be studied by studying the UV visible spectra of a blood plasma of a person with the overdose of aspirin. Aspirin is prepared by acetylation of salicylic acid using acetic anhydride. Many purposes like as analgesic to reduce the pain, anti-inflammatory to reduce inflammation, antipyretic to reduce temperature, and platelet aggregation inhibitor to thin the blood and stop clotting. Therapeutic levels take after a heart attack are typically 150 to 300 milligrams per liter, and for post bypass operations 75 milligrams per liter. The levels of salicylate present in the blood plasma can be analyzed using UV visible spectroscopy to indicate if the subject has taken the therapeutic dose or an overdose. This method involves measuring the absorbance of the red-violet complex of ferric and salicylate ions at about 530 nanometers using a UV visible spectrometer. Analysis of carboxyhemoglobin in forensic blood samples. Carbon monoxide is colorless, tasteless, odorless and non-irritating, and hence its exposure and intake in human beings is impossible to detect. When inhaled, carbon monoxide is instantly absorbed from the lungs into the bloodstream and hence highly toxic effects. In the bloodstream, the carbon monoxide slowly forms a reversible complex with the hemoglobin known as carboxyhemoglobin. The presence of carboxyhemoglobin in the blood decreases its oxygen carrying capacity and hence reduces the availability of oxygen to the blood tissues, resulting in the tissue hypoxia. It may even lead to death, which can be explained as follows. The increase in the level of carboxyhemoglobin reduces the oxygen delivery. It is worsened by the impaired perfusion resulting from the hypoxic cardiac dysfunction. This further potentially damages the cellular oxidative metabolism, hence leads to death. The binding of carbon monoxide with heme chromophore affects its absorption in UV visible region. That is why the level of carboxyhemoglobin can be determined by UV visible spectra of the blood sample of a person with suspected carbon monoxide poisoning. Total hemoglobin can be measured by performing a reaction of the hemoglobin present with potassium cyanide to form a hemoglobin cyanide complex. In this method, the hemoglobin is reacted with potassium cyanide to form a hemoglobin cyanide complex. This complex has a peak around 546 nanometer, which can be measured and quantized. Forensic determination of metals by UV visible spectroscopy. Iron, aluminium and copper are three metals which are most widely used for fabricating various articles for the daily need. These elements are found as a part of almost every weapon, tool and metal shards in crime scenes. Thus, the forensic investigation of these metal ions is an important area of study. Weapons are often used in robberies to cut metals or in murders. The investigation of crime scenes often reveals the presence of these metal ions, usually on clothing of suspect. Other metals such as lead, arsenic are sometimes encountered at the industrial workplaces and many times used as poisons. Arsenic salts are commonly used as insecticides in houses. In addition to these, metal ions are also found in paints, dyes, explosives such as gunpowder and in glass. The presence and concentration of these metal ions can be easily measured by UV visible spectroscopy using various methods which are summarized here in table 2. In the table 2, UV visible analysis of various metals show that aluminium reacts with eriochrome cyanide R dye at pH 6 to form red to pink complex. This complex shows a lambda max at 535 nanometers. Arsenic, on reaction with zinc, arsenic reduces to arsenic hydride, which reacts with silver to form red color complex diethyl dithiocarbamate. This absorbs at the lambda max value of 535 nanometers. Cadmium, on reaction with chloroform, solution of dithiazone in presence of sodium hydroxide, cadmium gives pink to red complex, which absorbs at the value of 518 nanometers. Chromium, chromium in the oxidation state of 6 reacts with diphenyl carbazide to give red violet complex, which absorbs at the lambda value of 540 nanometers. On reaction with chloroform, solution of dithiazone in presence of ammonia gives cherry red complex. This complex absorbed at the lambda max value of 510 nanometers. Mercury, mercury on reaction with the chloroform solution of dithiazone under acidic conditions give orange complex, which absorbs at 492 nanometers, and copper on reaction with neocuprine in the neutral to slightly acidic solution and extract to chloroform and methanol forms a yellow complex, which absorbs at 457 nanometers. Examination of blood stains by UV visible spectroscopy. At crime scenes, especially related to murder, the most significant evidence for forensic investigators are blood stains. The sample of blood stain collected from the crime scene can be used for DNA profiling for verifying the suspect's identity, as well as for the pattern analysis in order to reconstruct the crime. UV visible spectroscopy method can be used to study the blood stains by detecting the presence of enzyme activity in the stain. There is higher activity of enzymes lactate dehydrogenase, also called as LDH, glutamic oxaloacetic transferase GOT, and glutamic pyruvic transferase GPT in blood stains than in serum. Also, there is comparable activity in completely hemolyzed blood. This forms the basis for the use of UV visible spectroscopic methods for analysis of blood stains. Using combination of LDH GOT and GOT GPT ratios, the age estimation up to 12 weeks after formation of the blood stain has been established. In this method, removal of the blood stain followed by extraction with saline is done. The sample so prepared is then subjected to labeling of the enzymes and is detected at the wavelength of 340 nanometers. It is important to note that GOT-GPT ratio remains stable over the first weeks, while the LDH-GOT ratios is initially high, which is greater than 10, and then further decreases to the ratio of 5 after 8 weeks. Forensic discrimination of dyed textile fibers using UV visible spectroscopy. In incidents involving personal contact such as homicide, assault and sexual offences, as well as hit and run accidents and other crimes, fibers are often encountered as trace evidence. Objects peripherally associated with the crimes such as weapons or cars involved in armed robberies etc. also most often have fibers associated with them as trace evidence. From forensic point of view, the knowledge of chemistry of fibers and fiber dyes is very important. From forensic point of view, the knowledge of chemistry of fibers and fiber dyes is very important for both, that is basis of the fiber identification and for the forensic relevance of the various fiber dye combinations. The UV visible spectroscopy offers a significant contribution to differentiate between the various types of fibers and dyes. The UV visible spectra of the trace evidence fiber collected from the crime scene can be easily matched with the reference spectra of known fiber materials and dyes. Quantitative determination of hemoglobin in tooth and bone sample or by UV visible spectroscopy. In forensic investigation, the detection and quantification of hemoglobin in the skeletal or dried remains can be very significant. This can be achieved with the help of UV visible spectroscopy using leucocrystal violet dye. Example, extraction of hemoglobin from a femur bone can be done using 0.5 molar hydrochloric acid, and from tooth it can be done by using 6.0 molar urea. A violet product is obtained when these extractions are treated with leucocrystal violet. Using the measured absorbance at 590 nanometers of each extraction, the corresponding amount of hemoglobin in each sample can be determined. UV visible spectroscopy is a versatile spectroscopic technique based on the absorption phenomena and Lambert-Beer's law. This technique is used both qualitatively as well as quantitatively. UV visible spectroscopy is widely used as very significant tool in the field of forensic science. The technique of UV visible spectroscopy is used in the narcotics and drug testing, analysis of ink, examination of blood stains and many more. With all these information here, we come to an end of today's lecture. Do keep in mind what we discussed today. I will be back with one more lecture in this series. If you want to learn more and enhance your knowledge, you may log on to our website www.cec.nic.in for MCQ, quizzes, LORs, etc. Thank you for your time today. I will see you in the next lecture. Have a great day.